There's only one, there's only one. It's only one, just only one, just.
Getting girls, it's time to do the hairstyle of the summer. This hairstyle has been trending lately, and I'm so glad that it's back because it's so cute. So I'm going to show you guys how I did it using my BetterLength clip-ins. I'm starting off on freshly washed hair. Now, for the front of my hair, I'm going to do braids, but if you don't know how to braid, you can always do twists. You can do the rubber band hairstyles. It doesn't have to be braids, but I'm going to do braids today, even though I'm not the best at braids, but I think I kind of got the hang of it. Going into this hairstyle, I was very impressed with myself. So I just braided down the back of my hair so I can have a base for the clip-ins to land on. It's not pretty, it's not perfect, but it'll do what it needs to do. It's going to be covered, so it does not matter. All right, now, so for the front, like I said, just a simple braid pattern. I'm using the Love Beauty edge control to hold my braids down a little bit. I don't want to use too much because it does make my hair flake just a tad. I'm still trying to find the perfect edge control, but I always switch them out because it'll work for a little bit and then it'll stop working and yada, yada, yada. But anyways, back to the braids. I'm doing a simple braid in the middle on the top, and then I'm just slanting the rest of the braids on the side. But I am going to do a little crisscross applesauce braid over here. So I want to show you how I did it. I'll do one braid in the middle and then I'll leave 4 patches on the sides of them. So then I'll take the first patch and I'll braid it, and then I'll cross it over into the second half of the other side of the braid so that it crosses over. Y'all, this is not a braiding tutorial. I don't know if that made sense, but if you can visually see what I'm doing, you just start the braid on one side and then cross it over to the second patch that's on the other side. You know, it's all trial and error over here when it comes to the front of these braids. I did my best, and I think that it honestly came out pretty good. I was really impressed with myself. I was like, okay, let me find out I know how to braid for real. All right, now let's get into the star of the show. Like I said, these are BetterLength clip-ins. I got the 3C4A Afro Kinky Curly texture. They are in a 20-inch, even though I am going to chop them a little bit to frame my face. And then they're in the natural color. So I'm using the clip-ins in the back. I always start with like a 5-pronged clip-in. So we're gonna just keep going up. There's like a couple of 5s. I'll start with 2 5s, and then I'll go up with like a 4, and then like a 3, and then a 2, and then I'll just keep going until my whole head is covered in the back. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, clip-ins are like puzzle pieces. You just have to find where they fit the best on your braid pattern. It's gonna look different every time. And if you do cut the clip-ins, when you take them out and you put them back in, you may not put them in the same spot, so it might look a little jagged. You literally just have to make it work for you every single time. So here are the clip-ins. It's nice and full, okay? The clip-ins are so full in the back of my head, and I still had some left over. All right, so now let's get into styling these clip-ins. I am gonna do a twist out on them, so I'm twisting the clip-ins and then my hair together on the top so that it blends perfectly. I'm gonna show you guys what the texture of these clip-ins look like. They're so gorgeous. But first, we are gonna be using some mousse. I'm using the Pattern Beauty mousse. This is gonna help to give the twist out a really, really nice hold. Also, you can do a wash and go on this if you want, but I just figured a twist out would be best for our textures to blend. But look at the curl pattern, gorgeous. So I probably am gonna do a wash and go on these clip-ins with my natural hair, maybe a little bit later, but for this one, it calls for a twist out. All right, so now I have all the twists in my hair. I did leave a little part out on accident, so I just twisted it by itself. The back looks absolutely insane. From the front, it looks like a super cute hairstyle, but it would never work like this because the tracks will be showing. But I'm just gonna let these dry, and then now that they're all dry, I'm taking the twist down, and the curl pattern that the twist gave, very T. It came out exactly how I pictured. So I'm just going to gently take out these twists. I will not lie, at the top, the gentleness did run out because for some reason I was pulling and tugging at the hair on the top and it gave me a little bit of frizz. But that's why you want to make sure you're gently taking these out. But look how juicy this comes out. Like BetterLength, y'all get it right every single time. The 3C4A texture, it's honestly, it's perfect. This is what I was talking about, girl. Like, please be so for real. You don't want to be like me. Take your hair out gently, and sometimes you have to start at the bottom, because that's what happened to me. I started at the top and then the bottom got tangled, and now you got me out here looking crazy. But it was an easy fix, so it's fine. So now I'm just separating the curls so they're not super uniform and that they'll blend a little bit better with my hair. And you know I love big hair. I'll take volume over curls any day. And now to my favorite part. You know one thing about me, you put a scissors in my hand, I'm gonna cut a wig, I'm gonna cut a clip in, I'm gonna cut my real hair. Done it plenty of times. So we're doing that today because I just love hair with shape. Like give me volume over curl pattern, give me shape over length any day. So when I'm cutting, I like to cut like a certain length off, and then I'll start to cut in circular motions to give it like a semicircle on each side, just to round it out a little bit so that it gives a nice shape. You never want the cut to be super flat or super like blunt, so you want to like kind of go at an angle and chop it that way. So I'm just gonna separate and do all the things that I have to do. And this is pretty much the finished look. As you can tell, I'm very pleased, but you know I had to do like a little grand reveal, do a little makeup, and this is how it came out. I'm literally obsessed. I know you guys hate when we say that, like, oh, I'm so obsessed, but I'm actually obsessed with this hairstyle. It's so cute, and I just thought I'd throw in a few extra hairstyles that you guys can do with these clip-ins. It's very versatile, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll put a coupon code on the screen, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.